So if you would like to listen to this practice while in a still position, you can just let yourself take all the time that you need to arrive. And let yourself fidget as much as you need to until you find a place where you feel comfortable and like you can be relatively still. And whenever you are ready to find that stillness, you can let yourself do so. And throughout this practice, if there's any movements that your body calls for, feeling free to honor that, knowing that you're not ruining anything or messing up the practice if you move. You're just listening to your body and the places it wants to go. So no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move for as long as you need to. But whenever you are ready, just finding that place of stillness, if that's what you'd like. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any time you can allow the eyes to gently close if they aren't already. And mark your arrival to your practice and into your body today with a full and intentional cleansing breath. A long and slow inhale in through the nose, and just letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. And then holding that breath for just a moment to really feel that fullness. As you let that go, as needed, slowly exhaling, and gently pulling the navel toward the spine to just get that last bit of stagnant air out of you as you pause once again to just feel that emptiness. And letting your next breath come to you as it's needed. So you can breathe just like that for a few more rounds for as long as it feels good. And just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, followed by the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And at any time when you feel ready, you can just let yourself almost feel like you're stepping back and up in the mind. And let yourself come into that role of the observer, or the role of the witness. Into that point of view where you feel like you can watch your body breathing, rather than having any direct control over the rhythm or depth of your breath. It's simply witnessing your body as it breathes you. Trusting that your body does breathe all on its own without any of your guidance. Remembering how your body breathes even when you are deeply asleep. And also reminding yourself that some days this feels very difficult to do. So it's perfectly okay if it feels difficult to step into that witness role right now. And however you are feeling in this moment in your body, just starting to let your awareness simply rest on your face, on the muscles of your face. Remembering all the little muscles that exist on your face that activate in different ways to give expressions or communicate emotions. And just noticing any expressions that might be resting on your face right now. Any emotions that might be being communicated just by the way your face looks in this moment. Even with the eyes closed, noticing maybe if there is some tension in the brow or in the eyelids, maybe a sense of holding in the jaw or chin or nostrils. And remembering how simply that act of noticing, that first act of awareness, is the only thing that's needed to start change and to instead allow your face to soften. So just letting your jaw hang into place, maybe wiggling it or opening and closing the mouth if you need to. And then just letting the lips rest softly, the corners of the mouth softening. And as you feel your mouth and your throat release, you can feel how that sense of release naturally will spread down to the chin, as well as up to the nose, across to the cheeks, all the way to the ears. And letting the eyes rest completely, whether they are open or closed, just letting your gaze be soft. So you're looking at everything and not one particular thing. And softening the gaze. Feeling the eyebrows release and allowing the forehead to be wide and deep. You might even feel a sensation like the muscles of the face are almost hanging off of the bones slightly. Just this sense of stillness in the face. And just allowing that same sense to naturally just continue to spread as it does across the whole hairline and down the scalp, maybe even penetrating the skull and feeling your brain relax, feeling your brain just release itself into the support of your skull, following that down through the brainstem, through the throat, as you just let your shoulders release down and away from the ears, and letting your arms be heavy and the hands be soft. Letting your rib cage rest on the lungs. And with each breath in that your body takes all on its own, feeling this almost hug of your rib cage into the lungs. Getting a little tighter on the inhale and softening a bit on the exhale. And letting your stomach be soft, all the muscles across the abdomen. Just releasing and almost hugging your organs. Just taking these moments to really trust your own anatomy. And just remember that your body was made perfectly. Even if there are ailments or disease present within the body, you were made exactly as you were meant to be made. And it is safe for you to soften into that fact. Soften into that trust of your own body. Even if there is pain present in the body. A lot of times we want to run away from the pain or distract ourselves from it. But using this time to challenge that a little bit and instead bring all of your focus to that area. And when you feel that tightening and that resisting against the uncomfortable or painful sensations, seeing if you can exhale into that space and know that it is okay for you to feel what is in your body, even when it feels scary and like we might just be crushed under those sensations. You won't be. You are capable of feeling what is, even the really hard things. And feeling your pelvic floor release, the glutes soften into the surface beneath you, and both legs and feet, all just surrendering to what is right now. And bringing some of your attention now into your heart center. And just really tuning into this unique rhythm and pulse that is inside of you, generated through you. And if at any point you have trouble feeling your heart, you can always place one or both hands on top to just encourage that feeling from the outside as well. And maybe feeling a sense of proudness across the chest. Feeling the collarbones broaden as you just let your heart be this powerful force that it is. And knowing that bringing awareness to this powerful force is all that is needed to feed that and allow that to expand naturally. Remembering how your heart is physically connected to every inch of your body through pathways of veins and vessels, and how all this power and love that is in your heart can be fed into any part of you. And so if there are areas of pain or discomfort, whether that is physical, emotional, spiritual, just letting your awareness bounce back and forth between your heart and that area. So if there's pain in the stomach, just tracing that space between your heart and your stomach and allowing that energy and love that's in your heart to naturally feed into the stomach. And just giving it a little extra support. Or if there's any pain in the mind, just in the brain or in the head in general, then tracing the space between your heart and your head. And just trusting that you being aware of your own power is all that is needed to grow that power and to naturally expand it. And as you are feeling your body and what is present within you right now, just noticing if there are any harsh voices or any expectations popping up within you. Maybe any words saying what you should be feeling, or expectations of the way you want to be feeling or you think that you are supposed to be feeling. And just making note of those voices or phrases that pop up. Knowing that that is completely natural, it is a part of this process. But not giving any weight to those opinions. And reminding yourself the fact that whatever you are feeling is exactly what you should be feeling. And in this world we live in these days, a lot of times we can hear things like, you have the power to choose happiness, to choose joy, or to just be positive. A lot of toxic positivity. And absolutely, if you are feeling positive and happy and loving and whole, then let yourself soak in all of that. Be that love, if that's what is present for you right now. And at the same time, if what's present for you right now is sorrow and pain and anything negative or that you might label as negative, letting yourself be that as well. These are both true and valid experiences of humans. And we are not meant to only feel good all of the time, or only feel positive and light and happy all of the time. Just like the moon isn't meant to be a full moon all of the time. All of us have to go through stages where we are a new moon, or where we are only partially illuminated. And this doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or that you've done anything wrong to deserve sadness or pain. It just simply means that you are human, just like everyone else. And no matter what we do in our life, we will move through these stages. And so just releasing that pressure you might put on yourself to be different than the way you are right now. Reminding yourself that the only constant in this life is change. And however you are feeling right now will change. So remembering that fact and using that fact as permission for you to fully feel the love and joy when it comes to you, when it's present inside of you. And also using that fact as a comfort when you are feeling maybe depressed or anxious or upset. A comfort that this too will change. And it's safe for you to feel fully whatever feelings come up. And the way that we move on from what we are feeling is by letting ourselves fully feel it. The only way out is through feeling, through the emotions. And if things come up that we don't want to feel and we just push it down deeper inside of us and try not to look at it, it does not make it go away. It just almost makes it echo inside of us and reverberate through us and have a more insidious control over our behaviors. So just giving yourself permission to feel the not so good things as well as the great things. And I'm going to read now from Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. Let yourself continue to feel whatever comes up for you as you listen to these words and absorb whatever resonates and not worry about the rest. So expectations cause great misery for the individual. We are constantly creating narratives of how we want things to be and how we want others around us to act. These narratives invariably lead to disappointment because the stories we crave are often dashed and broken by unrealistic expectations, circumstances beyond our control, and the randomness of the external world. We forget that what unites all human beings is our ignorance and room for improvement. We each carry conditioning that clouds our perspective. Our time on earth is an opportunity to overcome mental limitations, such as unforgiving expectations and a desire to control everything. Limitations that impede us from complete freedom and happiness. As we do the work of examining our inner world, it is unfair for others to expect us to be perfect and for us to expect others to be perfect, especially when perfect often means having others fulfill our every desire. In a world full of imperfect people, patience and forgiveness become essential. There may be times when you feel like a lot of what you've understood no longer makes sense. This might make you feel as though you have regressed, but it is actually a sign that you are opening new space for deeper wisdom and greater perception. When your previous understandings disintegrate, they are not always immediately replaced by better or deeper understandings. When you take your growth seriously, you will often find yourself in this in-between state. It is okay to live without clear answers. Growth is not about forcing understanding. It is about allowing it to grow organically. Reclaiming your power is noticing when a story based on assumptions is making your mind tense, and then intentionally bringing yourself back to the present moment as a way to cut the delusion. It is not about managing your emotions. It is about managing your reactions to your emotions. We can manage our reactions not by controlling what we feel, but by bringing awareness into the process. It is hard to change if you cannot see yourself. The light of awareness is especially useful when our reaction to a momentary emotion starts to undo our balance and mental clarity. Our awareness lights up the darkness and helps us to see more options and information. When we remember that emotions are impermanent, just like everything else in this universe, it becomes easier for us to stand next to the river that is the human mind and watch as things flow by. Self-awareness helps us overcome blind reactions that make already difficult situations more turbulent. Without self-awareness, it is difficult to make choices that differ from those you have made in the past. Know your sources of rejuvenation. The amount of solitude you need to feel fresh again, the activities that strengthen your creativity, and the people who light up your spirit. And just take the next few moments to let all of these words settle. Everything you've heard today, just letting it settle within you. And just trusting that anything you've heard that really struck a chord with you or resonated with you, it's just when we hear on the outside what we already know to be true on the inside. So just letting these truths be enhanced within you, this trust with yourself, that deep down you do know what you need to do. You do know what is best for you. And there's not one other person who will be able to teach you more about yourself than what you and quiet time can teach you. And just letting your body re-soften if any tension has crept back. As you just bring some attention to your hands. And just feeling your heartbeat within your hands. As you just remind yourself that your hands are directly connected to your heart. And your hands have the power to heal through your heart. They have the power to create whatever is on your heart. And to create that love. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center. And just taking this moment to really feel your own power. This power that is unique to you. This unique heartbeat within you. And letting yourself take a deep and full breath into the body as you let yourself expand with this fresh and new air. And as you exhale, just allowing your head to gently bow as you let go of anything you're ready to let go of. And just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.